He feels.
Is this a music video?
Just like you.
Kiaria, are we living your music video fantasy?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Growing up in Minneapolis, it's kind of interesting. I mean, the very early part, I actually lived in Minneapolis, and I remember being around a bunch of family members. My mom told me when I was in kindergarten, like we were in a bad neighborhood. I didn't realize it, but she was like, God must have been looking out for you because they had to create a bus stop for me living there. And I didn't realize it was a bad neighborhood, but you know, it is what it is. Oh man, I don't know. I would just be hearing things and how certain things weren't always great, but I was cool. I was cool. I was always protected and always felt loved by my family members.
Did you feel safe in the neighborhood?
Did I feel safe? Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, being little, I couldn't go places by myself anyway, so mainly stayed with family. Ooh, when that happened, I was working from home and I tried to avoid the news, but I kept getting notifications and then I would hear people talking about it. Stuff in Minneapolis was trending, so I'm like, let me see what's going on. And then when I found out where it was at Cup Foods on like 38th in Chicago, that's literally down the street from both of my great grandparents' house. And ooh, it was just hard. It was hard to know it was that close and how, like I said, I didn't really spend a lot of time there, but in my very early childhood, I did. I spent time at my great grandmother's house. And I've actually like walked to Cup Foods to know it's that close to home. Like it that was hard to see that happen. Yeah, I definitely noticed the difference because I didn't even know what happened to Breonna Taylor until George Floyd was murdered. And I mean, I know that George Floyd happened in Minneapolis, but still, there's been other black women who have died, and we barely hear about them. But when it's a man, um, there's all this attention, but if it's a woman, it's kind of like swept under the rug. It's unfortunate that nobody's looking at Like, this is a human being and she was murdered and she didn't do anything. And, you know, somebody's, like, her mother, her family is hurting right now, but people want to use her, like, you know, as if she wasn't a human being, as if she didn't mean something to someone else. And that's really sad.
What does singing do for you?
It allows me to channel any emotion that I have, simple or complex, in a way that I can express it. It's like the breath. You know, sometimes you gotta inhale and then you gotta exhale. Right. Well, no, I don't support the movement, the organization, because what are they actually doing? Right? They pop up when somebody has died, right? They'll bring publicity to it, and sometimes that attention will attract other people who just want to be destructive. So no, I don't agree with what they're doing because I don't feel like they're getting to the heart of the matter. The issues at this point are institutionalized. So if you really want to fix the problem, you would be encouraging people to get their education, or I mean, I'm not really into politics, but get into politics, right? And learn how to deconstruct these laws that are allowing these things to happen, right?
You support the Black Lives Matter movement, not the organization.
Well, the statement, yeah, because, you know,
Yes.
as a Black person, I do. Black lives do matter because, you know, we're humans. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Oh, that's a good question. I think in the beginning they may have had an issue with being taken seriously because they are women, and usually it's men who are at the ahead of in charge of these movements. So I think just being taken seriously and really pushing people to really look at what's happening. I feel like they need people to support them, to advocate for them, like certain businesses, other established organizations who can get behind them and support them to push their message forward. Because a lot of times, Black women, it just feels like our issues get squashed a lot of times, or our voices are silenced. It's not taken seriously. Because, I mean, just being a woman in general, sometimes we're not taken seriously unless someone, you know, advocates for us or stands with us. Honestly, I mean, I think the solution would be to we gotta start talking to each other more. Okay, because once you have conversations with a bunch of different people, you'll realize that there are a lot more similarities than there are differences. A lot of times we make assumptions just based off of the outward appearance, but when you talk to people, you could find out that you like maybe some of the same food, some of the same things. You'll find a lot more in common, in a lot more common experiences than just the differences on the outside. I mean, we're here, and I mean, we're strong and we are resilient, and even when our voices are, when they try to silence us, I mean, we're going to speak through our actions. So even if people don't want to acknowledge our efforts and acknowledge what we're doing, we're going to rise up. And I don't want that to be taken the wrong way, but we're going to show it. Okay, we're going to show our resilience. We're going to show our strength. We're going to keep getting back up. You know, even when people try to knock us down, we're going to find a way to make it work and survive no matter what. Can make a person blind, but now I can see I am changing.